So Wilson, we're here in Paris. It's a couple of days before the athletics all gets underway. Your event, the 800, has kind of exploded recently. What do you make of what's happening in it just now?
I think there's a lot of things happening now, but what I can make it now is going to be really exciting to see how they are going to perform. Because I think there's almost now maybe 3 to 4 athletes they are running, or all of them around 8, they are running 142 now, and then 4 running 141. So it's going to be really very exciting.
What do you think has brought about that change? Because obviously since David Rudisha in 2012, there's no one's really got close, but it's now kind of catching up.
I think now so things anyway has been happening anyway during COVID and all these people, so they have been staying home, relaxing, staying away. I think so this explosion and this the young generation with a new innovation with the shoes and everything. So I think things clicked a little bit because of the changing the focus to the spikes and the shoes running. So I think also that kind of things have changed in the new generation, and I think maybe they have understood a little bit how the 800 works, because I think it's very easy now. I think someone who was running 143 with the new spikes, so maybe that he can run 142. Someone who was in 142 is easily to go to 141.
Do you think the shoes have helped to sort of remove an element of fear about taking on the 800?
I think I would say the shoes maybe so they keep a little bit more confident, so they didn't take away the fear, but I think now it's like everyone says, so I have the best shoes, so this also is kind of the mental part of it, so they trick a little bit, kind of boosting them to say, okay, the shoes are good. Because before people they were like, so my training is not good, but now they believe to say, so the training is good and the shoes are good, and then also the track is also good, and the atmosphere and the focus now for the track and field is getting better than the way for some years ago was a little bit down, you know what I mean? And now it's moving to come to 1500, 800, and also 400 and 400 meters hurdles. For some years ago, most was a sprint, so 100 meters, 200 up to 400, but now it's shifting.
Yeah, I mean, as you look at it from sort of outside, as an outsider, as an athletics fan, what do you see as having been the biggest change to the middle distance?
I think the middle distance didn't change that much. I think so. What happened is, I would say the whole concept of the marathon, seeing marathon, how fast they can run. So I think that concept of people now training to run marathon is like, so they can run maybe even, for 1 mile they can run under 4 minutes. and that's, I think the whole system of training also has changed a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then the middle distance, I think so, Norway, Jacob Ingebrigtsen was running for a long time, and I think now everybody now is coming, is Jack Whiteman, Kerry is coming there, and all of a sudden Faith Kipketer, and then so this is moving now, and I think women, they have been very strong in the middle distance with the Ethiopians. Now also is Kenya, and then now if you see the Great Britain also with the event coming also in 800 meters. So it's been really moving in the middle distance. So I think that's something changed.
Yeah.
Because all the other countries, they step up the game. So everyone now have to move it up.
And now we have the perfect mix where there's all this competitions coming together in the next few days.
In the next few days. So this is what I'm looking forward, not only for the 800 meters men, so there's 800 meters women, and then we have 1500 meters for women also, and then 1500 meters men. And going that way, so women also the sprint, it's been really challenging seeing the US now getting strong, Jamaica is there, and then the small countries, St. Lucia is coming in. So this, I think the sport now is really is moving wider countries are getting strong. Because if you look at Omanyala from Kenya, so also all of a sudden, and then we have Tobago, Botswana, so all of a sudden things is like, wow. And that's really something which has changed a little bit. I think the culture is moving outside, and people, they want to dominate.
To someone who doesn't necessarily know the event, how would you describe what goes into a good 800? When it went well for you, what needed to come together?
It needed to come together in many things, in many aspects, you know what I mean? So, to being an Olympic champion is a big thing. To being also the fastest man in the world, or maybe to be the club of 141 also is more prestigious. Of course, Rhodesia moved to 140 now. So I think that the challenge now is that the young athletes want to make their own history now. Before it was like they were afraid and respecting the older generation. But now I think they come also, they have to show their domination. And then to have the perfect 800 meter runner. So I would say the young Wanyonyi, so he ran a road race 1 mile and he broke the world record. So the confidence comes from there too. He ran in the juniors and he was winning. So also he built the confidence from the young age.
Yeah.
And this the whole generation now, they are building the confidence from the juniors coming up. Before, you could not make it in juniors and make it in seniors. But now they are moving all the way. If you look at 100 meters, Tupeko also coming from World Junior in Kale and then getting a silver medal and ultimately in Olympic. So this is the thing now, when the young generation look at someone who is making an Olympic, say of course they want to be the champions.
Yeah.
And then looking back, so like now also seeing Sefco as the president of World Athletics, so they knew that it was a runner himself. And that's, I think, so now it's been kind of the tradition of the athletics has been restored again to see someone who is in charge of the event. He knows how the game works.
Yeah, and to quote Sebco, when he's talking about the 800, he called it, I think, the killing zone, which was from 600 meters onwards. So that's where you've either know you've got it right or you haven't. Would you agree with that?
In a way, I would say, I will take it as individual because I think running also is individual. I think you can feel it the sense in a different way, but I think if you get it the right balance to understand really, so you cannot really charge like the 600 because I was talking with the young athletes also, and I told them, you never charge the whole thing and you don't want to eat the whole cake at once. You need to cut it in slice, and it tastes good, and maybe you can have it until tomorrow. But then 800, so you need to divide also in hundreds. And people also have to understand that, so you have to run 800, not only 600. So getting that right balance to know the judgment of the 400, the judgment of 600, how fast you have to run the last 200. And that's, I think, so now people, they really understand, because the way they have been running now, they can run slow 400s and then you see all of a sudden they are sprinting and it's still 141. You say, wow. During my time, they say, so you have to run the first 400 so you can make it. But then the good thing, I think, would be really to make it even. Because it could be much easier if you can control to be even. And that's what I was looking myself in that period. So I never experienced the thing of the 600, but I was trying to make it even for 400 and the 400.
And as someone who has sampled the Olympics so many times, do you ever lose that sort of sense of anticipation about the Olympics?
I think when it comes to Olympics, so it depends with the many aspects. Because your preparation, if you don't have any injuries, it depends with the confidence you have. So sometimes if you have been a little bit injured and uncertain in a way, so you are not going there as 100%. You have some doubts, you have some other issues. So I think everything has to be right, from the preparation, from the coaching, from how you sleep, what you eat. So that could be really the key factor of making the champion. How to control that, how to push I would say, the negative aspect away and focus in one thing. So that could be the key to help someone to be a champion. Because these athletes, everyone can run 142. These people, one of them can be a champion.
Yeah.
In the name.